Yeah, and I just cut it Friday, and look at the dandelions now. Isn't that terrible? I have said so many times already. I think the dandelions, you drive over them, and they come up behind the moor. Ha ha! You didn't get me.
We mowed our yard, and we just bought our first house in Fargo.
Oh.
And we mowed our yard about a week ago, and it's just a dandelion field there as well.
That's terrible. And I have sprayed, I don't know how many different times already, yes.
It just does not.
And it just doesn't, I don't know, is it the wrong kind of chemical that I'm using or what it is, but anyway, it's not
Working.
just not working, no, right, yeah. Yeah, so.
So is this the old barn that was?
No, the old barn was here, sitting here.
Okay.
That we had moved over there for a shop.
Okay.
And they burned it down last summer.
Oh, okay.
And so that's where that was the old barn. The lean-tos we moved over to, they're gone now too.
They're gone now.
But they were to the south of this barn here. This barn was moved in here.
Was moved? Okay.
Yes, that was moved in let me think once now, in 72.
Okay.
In 72 is when we moved this in.
Where was it moved from?
Southwest of Gackle. Used to be a place southwest of Gackle, a farmer that had it. In fact, it was Alice's uncle.
Alice's uncle, okay.
Right, yeah. So we did a lot of work on it. We redid the roof several times already. And we put tin on now. And last summer, July 3rd, we had a wind come through here. I'll show you here. And it tore the south side, 3/4 of the main part of the roof. It took the tin off. And they re-shingled it last fall, yeah. See, so this part has not got tin on.
The tin.
Right. And it tore 3/4 of the tin on the roof was gone.
Uh-huh.
In fact, some of it is still laying there, piled it up there. And so they want to siding it. They're not going to repaint. Okay. They said they want to re-siding or siding it and then paint it.
Okay.
Is what the intentions are.
When was it originally built, do you know?
When it was built in 54 is when this barn was built. Yes, okay. Yep. So
and it was brought here, you said, in the 70s?
Yes, right, yeah. In the 70s when we moved it here.
Huh.
And the old barn, of course, then was gone already here. We had moved it. The lean-tos were down here. You can't see the spot now no more. But we had moved them. We have a picture of it in the house, yeah. That had moved the lean-tos together, and that was our loafing barn.
Huh.
Yep, so yes.
So do you use this now for anything, or are you just fixing it up, or?
No, the hunters are.
The hunters, oh yeah, that's right, that's what
Yes.
Alice was saying. So they're going to turn it into a hunting lodge.
Right.
This is what okay.
Right.
It's coming back to me now.
Okay.
When was this house built?
76. 76, and the pole barn was built in 84. 84, yes.
So then the hunters, did they buy the land here too, and then they just the house is yours? But
Nope.
No.
Everything is theirs.
Everything is theirs.
They wanted us to keep the house, but I figured if at any time we had to move, what would we do with the house?
Yeah.
You know, then it'd probably be worthless. So we just decided. I told them, I said, it's either all or nothing.
Okay.
You know, so they bought it. They bought it all. We're renting from them now.
Okay.
That's
okay.
Paying them rent for it, yeah. So, okay. Did you want to go inside now?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see what we can do inside. And these are the air conditioning and heating units here.
Oh, whoa.
They're not hooked up yet, but they're the electrician or the refrigeration man that was supposed to hook it up couldn't come last summer, so they're not hooked up yet. So they
Big units.
they have, yes, they are. Yep, they are.
This would be a nice place for this mission.
Oh yeah, once it's done, it's gonna be nice. This is all. They haven't got this insulated yet and paneled. They're going to panel this and insulate it, but everything is insulated. Will be insulated then. So these here are some of their bedrooms here. This one, like I said, nothing is done. 2, 3, 4, 5 bedrooms right here. And then we have some more over here.
So is this like a group of hunters that are going to use this as their private lodge, or are they going to use it for two?
A group of hunters. There's 10 members.
Okay.
Here's another bedroom. This isn't done either yet, so. But anyway, yes. There's their cots. They got everything wired. But this is the way they were talking about leaving this here.
Oh.
So probably paint it yet, but other than that, yeah, one of their, well, two. Well, one was a member, Hunter Strown. Did LSA mention anything to you?
No.
Yeah, this was last, I think once now. No, it was a year ago this past summer. Just a minute. We're almost getting a year ago last fall.
Okay.
Right. When they were, they went out early in the morning. There was no wind. And they were out in the middle of the lake, I guess. And the wind came up. And I suppose if they'd have stayed on the boat and waited till help come, they'd have been okay, but they decided they were going to go to shore, and instead it tipped, and they both drowned. Oh. Yeah. One was a member and the other one was a friend of his, so yeah.
How old are these? Were they youngins or?
One of them was married and had a 2-year-old, I believe it was, 2 or 3-year-old, yeah. And the other one wasn't married, so yes, they were young. Yeah. Yeah.
That's sad.
So, yeah. Yeah, that was the end of their hunting for that season.
Yeah.
They left, they went back for the funeral, and they funerals, and they didn't come back that season no more, so. Okay, now we can go upstairs.
So really, they've changed the whole entire barn.
Yes, the cementing was here. The as far as the 2x were here, you know, the 2x6s, you know, they were all here, except for the petitions. That was changed. They're all there's no petitions in here, you know, nothing. In fact, we used it. This was our milking barn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we used to milk. Yeah.
So are they hooking it up with bathrooms and stuff as well, or?
With what?
Bathrooms in here as well? I mean, are they going to have upstairs? We're headed there.
Yeah. First we'll go in here. This is another, it's messy. They've got it messy here. Another 2 bedrooms here.
Okay. This is going to be a nice big hunting lodge.
So what were these rooms used for when you?
This was our feed shed.
Okay.
That was the feed shed, because we were, like I said, we were milking. And the front there, I'll show you that when we go out. There's our milk house.
Oh, okay.
I stumbled over my words.
Hey, so do I. I don't know how many times people correct me for using the wrong tenses. And
Okay, now we'll go upstairs here.
oh my.
This is big. They just painted the floor, so they moved it. They had some people, some of the neighbors here painted. So they moved all the stuff up at one end. When they're going to paint that, I don't know, but I suppose they're going to repaint or put another coat of paint on here. Here's one of the bathrooms.
Oh, okay.
They moved stuff in there, but they've got a shower, stool. And so that is one. I don't know why they have both upstairs, but they do. The bedrooms are downstairs, though.
Yeah.
So here,
Kind of
yeah, here's another bathroom with a shower, stool. So the rest, I guess, they're all just for...
I like the toilet paper holder in there.
Yeah. This is supposed to be their kitchen here. They had the table set up here. And then the back part, that door's open there.
Yeah.
The back part they use, I guess, just for hanging out, yeah. That's not supposed to be open here.
So originally, did you have this loft up here?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
But nothing was, this is, like I said, all insulated, and this is paneled now,
So what was up in the loft originally?
Hay. That was hay. Yes, we used that for hay. And we used to have all loose hay.
Okay.
Then it wasn't big enough for one season, for one winter, that we could store enough hay up here. But then we couldn't fill it up, and we had enough for all winter, so. But that's the only thing it was used for hay. And then there's, they've got them covered up. There was holes on the side here where you poke the hay down for the cows, and that's where the cows stood, and ate them. So
So where are the hunters from? Are they from the street? Or
Illinois.
Illinois,
No.
far away.
Yeah, they're from Illinois.
How did they come about contacting you guys?
Well, like Alice told you about that hunting lodge in Streeter, didn't she?
Mm-hmm. Well, she mentioned it in the biography form.
Okay. They were, these hunters, this one hunter from Illinois used to come up to Streeter to hunt. And he had said to her one time that he'd sure like to buy a place in North Dakota, because they do own one in Montana, he said. And then she said, we've got one for sale. If the price is right, we'll sell. So he asked where it was at, and she told him, and he came out here and looked at it, and that was it. They bought it. So that's how they got.
So do they hunt deer, or do they come out for duck season?
No, they come for mostly for. I don't think any of these hunt deer.
Okay.
Just for duck skis and whatever, There's Alice's garden. You can't see it all. There's more.
Oh, wow.
It's out the one out the field. That's where the potatoes, and she's got beans, and I don't know what all she's got in there, but anyway, it's
an old truck out there.
It's a big, I got an old truck out there. That was her dad's. He bought that new, yep. It's a 1947 GMC. Yep. So, and this here in 97, was all underwater. Them trees, you can see them trees are dying. Mm-hmm. This was all underwater.
From the flood.
Right.
So that wetland out there, is that your guys' property?
Right.
That
That belongs to this quarter here.
Okay.
So
Right.
when they come out, do they hunt that?
Right.
Yeah.
There's a lot of land that's owned by the wildlife, and they can hunt that. And then they also go and ask different people,
Contacts.
right, and hunt. So they've got.
So these grain silos. Did you farm this land out here?
Yes, it did.
Okay.
Yes, it did. this was all our land here. We sold the 3/4 we sold to our neighbor here.
Okay.
And then we had this quarter left. Nobody wanted it because of all the water. And that's when these hunters
The
came along.
hunters, water, and makes sense for the hunters.
Right. So when he seen the place, he just said that's his. So
That's great.
when they bought it, yep. So, yeah, this was all our land here. But no more.
When did you and Alice purchase this land?
In 58.
Okay. When did you guys get married?
When did we get married? In 52.
52. Oh. So
51, sorry.
So not too long
Forgot.
after you guys got married.
Right, yeah, yes. But we moved, I think she said, what, 7 times?
Yeah.
Till we finally,
California.
till we finally ended up on this place here, yeah. So, yes. Well, okay, I got some more downstairs to show you.
How many cattle could you milk in here?
Well, we had the side shed, I'll show you that too then. We could tie up 46. See, we had both sides. There's, see this here, this.
Were these dairy cattle?
Yes. See, the stanchions were here. You can see here where and this is where the feed went for the cows.
Okay.
And then the cows stood here. And see, this was a gutter. This they cemented shut since they've got it.
Oh, okay.
That was right, yep.
Okay.
And
On that side.
so they had, both sides we had for, you had cows tied up, both sides. Now our stairway was up this way.
Oh, okay.
And they changed it, they took it out and moved it back there now. So, and here's the milk house. Used to be the milk house. So there's what they're using it for cleaning their birds here now. So we had bulk tanks in here, and there's their water.
I think that's a common thing with a lot of duck hunters.
I think so, yeah. I think so too, yeah. So, and we do have the water system over here for the house.
Oh.
So we have to heat this. I heat it with that heater. It's insulated, so it's not hard to heat. So we have a refrigerator in here, so okay. We can go to that side shed. Here's their decoys and whatever they need for hunting. I see there's a dead mouse there. They do have poison laying around now, so. But anyway, this is all the stuff. But here's the gutter is in here yet.
That's what it would look like over there?
Right.
Okay.
And the stanchions were up there. That's where the cows were tied up. So, but we had room for 46 of them, to tie 46 of them up.
How many cows did you have when you were farming them?
Well, we had some stock cows too that we didn't milk, so we must have had, I don't know, around 80.
Okay.
Somewhere's in there anyway, 80, yeah. Okay, and here they've got their boats.
Oh, wow, they got lots.
One they took out, they took it over to Gackle to get it, the hitch linked on it so it's not here. And this is my tractor. And my lawnmower.
What's the tractor?
How old?
Yeah.
That's a 51.
Where'd you get that from?
Oh, I bought that at Wishick at one time at the implement dealer. That's been, oh gosh,
Are you ever going to take a good picture of it?
many years ago when I bought that. And we need it to clean snow in the yard, clear snow in the yard, and also sometimes for the road, to clear the snow down the road if the county doesn't get in time. So, yeah, And there's the lawnmower. Here, this is my tractor too. In fact, I'm going to
How old's that?
that's a 42. I'm going to get it repainted. I was supposed to bring it over already, but I haven't yet, so I want to get it repainted. I want to drive it in the parade at the Centennial. Yeah. This tractor I bought from the neighbor back in, I believe it was 47. And that pickup, that's also my pickup there, that I'm going to, when I'm done with this in a year or so, I'm going to restore that.
What year is the pickup?
66. It needs work. It works good though, but the body needs quite a bit of work done on it. So, but yeah, there's one of their boats in the corner, and they just use it. One of the neighbors puts his air seeder in here, so when he brings that in, we'll have to move some of the stuff up here. So he's got room to get in.
So this is where you kept your cattle, though?
Yep. That was our, we had the last few years we milked. We didn't tie them up in the barn.
Okay.
We just put them in for milking, and this was their loafing barn here. So that's what we used for them then, which was a lot easier. The only thing, if it was real cold, you had to hurry and get them in and out again because of the freezing teats, which was bad.
So with how much Alice disliked milking cows, she grew up having a dairy farm?
Alice?
Yeah.
Well, see, when they milked, I don't think they ever had a milker.
Oh, okay. By hand.
They milked by hand, yeah.
Makes a big difference.
Right, yeah. And after we got married, well, that was quite a few years afterwards when we started milking, really started milking. We always did milk, but not big. We didn't have a milker either until, probably 10 years after we were married that we got a milker, so then we kept getting bigger and bigger all the time until we had no more land to feed the cows, so.
So before you guys bought this place, where were you at before here?
Before we moved here, we were living in town in Streeter.
Okay.
In Streeter, and before that, we lived east of Alfred. You know where Alfred? You don't know? You know where Gackle's at?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's east of Gackle.
Okay.
Right? Yeah. We lived there, and we also lived on her folks' place, which is about 4 miles east of here.
Okay.
We lived on that place for a year or two, whatever it was. And during that time is when we were out in California. We lived in California for, a little better than a year. We lived out there, so.
So when you were out in California, did you live on a farm? Or?
No. She worked at,
Canning, right?
right, at a cannery.
Yep.
And I worked for a Western Machinery Company. They made big mining machinery.
So did you have a house out there? Or where?
We were renting.
Renting?
Renting an apartment, yeah. Her uncle had 2 apartment houses. One of them had 3 units and the other one 4, so we were renting one
Quite
of
a
them.
different life.
Yep, yeah.
I have a brother-in-law right now that's living out in San Diego. So
Oh, okay.
we compare the cost of living to Fargo.
There is a lot of difference, yes.
California.
Yeah, for sure. No, I would never want to live out there. I don't mind going out there for
A
vacation, visit, yeah. But to live out there, I wouldn't. I myself wouldn't care to. Alice came back here in May, I believe it was. And I took her to Davis, California from Sacramento. It was 11 miles. There was no town to board the train to come back to North Dakota. She had to go to Davis, California. Anyway, when we were back out there then in '73, and we were looking for a certain address, which was her aunt and uncle's. And all at once we were in Davis, California, and never got out of town. You know, so that's how much
big,
that's how
yeah.
much it grew. Yeah, it just so like I said, it's growing too fast
Yeah.
for me.
I
So
definitely I like coming out to the small towns of North Dakota. It's peaceful.
Yeah.
It's just, there's this calm where you don't
And-
feel like you have the everyday rush of life.
and yes, and that's what I like about out here on the farm too. You know, you have privacy where you don't in town.
No.
You don't have any privacy, so yeah. But well, let's see once. What else can I? Okay, you want to look? You want to see where the gardens are? These back here, huh? Okay, we'll go to the gardens and show you her gardens. And
So, when you guys were first married, did you guys have a garden? You've always had a garden?
oh yeah. She's always had. I think she's one that believes you can't live without a garden. You can't survive without a garden. There you go.
When we moved here, we started our first garden, and so we've had a garden ever since. I
Oh, really?
The vegetables from a garden is so much better than from the grocery store.
They are. They are, really. Yep, I think they are. The thing is, you know, the store, you don't know how fresh they are. Where,
And you never get what you want,
right.
you know, because if you're feeling like something that's never there or doesn't look good, so if you have your own garden, you can get what you want.
Get
from
what
it.
you want,
Mhm.
right. Yep,
What
yeah.
types of things does she grow?
Oh, she's carrots, potatoes, cabbage.
Anything and everything?
I think you can say that, anything and everything, yeah. She's got some rhubarb, which you're familiar with, rhubarb pie and that.
Planted
Okay.
our rhubarb at our new house.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Yeah, it's, I never used to like rhubarb, but I do now. I like rhubarb pie. She makes a lot of that. In fact, there's your rhubarb.
Yep.
Rhubarb
Yep, speaking of which.
plants, yeah. So look out, don't stumble over that there. Okay, this is one of her gardens. There's nothing up yet. But anyway, that's the size of it, it's a small one. And the only thing that's up is the rhubarb and then some flowers she's got in there.
What does she usually plant in this one?
This one, mostly cabbage.
Cabbage?
Yeah. Yep. And then she also has, that's a volunteer plant, camellia tea. Did you ever hear of that?
Camellia tea? Yeah. Mhm.
Okay.
She plants right here.
She has some right here, yeah, and then she'll sit out here, and wouldn't have the patience
To do it.
to pick, you know, as much as she does. And then she takes it and freezes a lot of it dries. She has to first dry it,
Yeah.
and then after it's dried, and then she freezes it. And so she's got camellia tea just about all winter.
Huh.
You know, so yeah.
So did you raise all your kids in this house?
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
Yes, we did. Yep.
You have
Yep.
5? Is that right?
5 girls.
5 girls?
Yep. 5 girls. Yep. No boys.
As some have said, a farmer's nightmare.
Yeah. Okay, here's the other garden.
What does she primarily plant?
Okay, there's carrots, radishes, peas, and also string beans. She plants string beans out the field too.
Okay.
You know, so she always claims she doesn't get enough here. So,
Must be a favorite.
and then yeah, it is. And then she does plant some potatoes in here just for, you know, earlier, that she can dig
Okay.
earlier, to use as she needs. So,
So she has this one, and then the one out in
and
the
then
field.
the one out in the field there. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So
So she spends a lot of time in her
it's
garden.
enough to keep her out of trouble.
Doesn't give her any more free time.
No.
JD's Lodge. That must be the dog that we saw this morning.
Yep, that's JD's Lodge. Yeah, he's pretty much had it. He's pretty old already, so we didn't think that he'd make the winter, but he did.
What type
So,
of dog
yeah.
is he?
Spitz.
And how long have you had him?
I don't know, but it must be 10 years, and he
he's
was
sticking
not a
around.
pup when we got him. So one of our grandsons had him, and the house he moved into, he couldn't have him there. So
So grandpa and grandma adopted.
that's where, if they have a cat they don't want, that's where it comes to, and they have to have a dog they don't want.
That way they can still come and visit.
I guess so, yeah. Oh, and that's Grandma's trailer that she transports her produce
Oh, she uses that to...
and her seeds when she goes out seeding. And she picks weeds. When she picks weeds, she loads them on there. She does not want to leave. She's not going to leave them in the field because the seed is going to spread out there. So she brings it in here, and she either burns it or does something to destroy it. But yeah. So that's her big trailer.
That's her farm
and
equipment.
of course, the grandkids like to drive it too. They had fun with it here. They were up this past week now, Maddie and Morgan. And in fact, Morgan was up from Tuesday night until Saturday. Yeah, and the other one came up on Thursday night, yeah, and she was up until Saturday, yeah.
Do they go out in the gardens and help Grandma garden?
Oh, yeah, they go out. At least they go out and drive around, yeah.
At least to drive out there.
Right, yeah. Yeah, so... And that's one of Alice's chokecherry trees there. Them trees on the north side there.
Oh, okay.
Yep. But, she usually, the birds get them.
Get 'em.
There again, we should have somebody get after the blackbirds. So she picks chokecherries. It makes good jam. That's what she makes.
Yeah, I've never had choke cherries.
Yeah, it makes real good jam. And that's what she does with it.